Hello YouTube, this is BUB'S Comics coming at you with a quick comic haul. We're going to just get through a few books this morning. These were books that, well, two of them I picked up off Instagram, and one of them I picked off MyComicShop. So let's make me small and get to the haul. Yo! There it goes. And, oh, look at that background. Double shot, or is it quadruple shot? I'm not quite sure. Alright, get us a nice little sip of coffee from Wonder Woman. Thank you, Wonder Woman. So, we'll start off with the two books I picked up off Instagram. So, it's from a seller that we all know and love. Fine fella in the comic YouTube community and Instagram as well. ComicHead84. I have to say, every time you buy something from ComicHead, you're not always going to get a sketch, but every now and then he'll throw one in on a backing board. He didn't throw one in this time. I think he was busy liquidating some books. Getting rid of a few and probably making room for a few more. So always happy to help somebody do that, because I've been there before. And you know, Instagram probably is one of the best ways just to just post it. And if you got enough people following you and it doesn't take too many, and the right person sees it, they'll just buy it off you, and you can move on your merry way. It's a whole lot faster than an 8-hour long YouTube auction that someone has to catch in order to buy something from. So that's just my opinion of it. So first off, we've got this art germ cover for Detective Comics 1000. Look at that. And that has the classic background and trade dress. So this is one of those stick 1000s. I'm trying to remember if I ended up keeping any of these. I don't think I did. I know that when I looked back at them, this was the one that I wanted. So I think I let most of my other 1000s go, if not all of them. I might have one left, but so there you go. 96 pages of action. So we got Art Germ doing his best here. If I had my druthers, then he would have done this with their classic outfits, if you will. Which Poison Ivy's pretty close. Catwoman, that's much more of a modern outfit. And of course, that's a modern Harley Quinn. So, but he did a good job on all of them. They almost have distinct faces. But I really like this one. I think it looks pretty cool. And it's cool to see the three femmes on there ready to kick butt. So I think that's pretty good. I like that. So I went ahead, you know, I don't know if you say helping them out. The prices were fair. I don't think they were set for him to make a ton of money off them. And I don't think they were set to be, you know, deals you couldn't pass up, but they were definitely fair, and so it was a book that was been on my radar for a while, ever since it came out, and I never did pick it up, so now I picked it up. Next, a book that was not on my radar completely. So I know a lot of people are picking up G.I. Joe #1. It's been very popular. It's got a ton of first appearances, and people have been picking that up for years, obviously, but this last year I feel like there's been a real emphasis on some of the cartoon shows. We saw the price of G.I. Joe #1 go up. We saw the price of Thundercats #1 go up. Now, I would like to have Thundercats #1. I do like that one. But the G.I. Joe, I was never a real big G.I. Joe fan as a kid. I always thought it was kind of goofy. So I didn't watch the G.I. Joe cartoon as a kid, so I don't really care about that book. Definitely not going to pay what they're asking for it now. But this is a book that I did want, and that's Voltron, because I'd never missed an episode of Voltron. I loved it. Big fan of Voltron as a kid. So, and we had the toys, the metal ones that snapped all together. Don't have them anymore, I'm sure. But cool stuff. I loved Voltron. I thought it was hilarious and fun. Now, this book looks a lot better than it did when I got it. It was rough. It was dirty, pretty messed up. So I was able to clean it up real nice, and it still needs a press, but I'll do that later. And eventually, this is the kind of book, you know, people say, oh, what would you use PGX for? I would almost use it for this book. Problem is their price. CBCS, if you get like a 5% or 10% discount, CBCS for grading books is almost the same price. I mean, you're only paying maybe a $5 premium per book, and for the resale value, that's probably pretty good, and the cases are better now, so it's hard. I haven't sent a book to PGX in over a year, and they damaged some of my books a couple of years ago, so I haven't really sent anything back since, I guess. So it's been probably 2 years since I've sent a book to PGX. But anyway, I would still use them, and I'd use them for kind of like a book like this that I just want it slabbed because I think it'll look good, and I don't really care. I have no intention of ever selling it, and I don't really care about the monetary value. I just want it to present well. So, but there you go. Voltron special first edition, Voltron #1. Super happy with that. This is where I'm at. You know, this is what I like. And then this book, holy moly. This was not on Instagram. Those two were from Kenny. This one is, I bought this on MyComicShop.com. I'm super psyched to have it. This is a book I've been after for years. It's always eluded me because when the condition, I wanted a well-presenting copy, and for me, this is well-presenting for a Golden Age book. Terror Tales in the Night, so this is Astonishing number 32. And it just, man, I've always loved it. I like werewolves. I like werewolf covers. So to get the werewolf carrying the lady away, and it says the vampire takes a bride. I've always loved that about this book. So the interior story, the front page, the frontis is this story, but it doesn't say the vampire takes a bride. It says the werewolf takes a bride. So somewhere along the line, when the letterer, I assume, got a hold of the cover and he put the vampire takes a bride, he just looked at it. It probably had no color. And he just looked at it and said, well, that kind of looks like a vampire. If you took all the brown away, it could easily pass for a vampire with just some long hair on his head. So I think that the whoever put that on there didn't read the story, didn't know what was going on, just got the cover, and it was probably black and white when he got it. And so he thought it was a vampire, so he puts the vampire takes a bride. But the interior story is a werewolf takes a bride. So very cool, old book. The super fast story on that was that I was watching an auction of this book on MyComicShop.com. I think it was their Prime auction. Anyway, it was going, and they had this book available also for really low. And I couldn't believe it. And I was like, people are bidding up this other one when this one's here. Now, this one is incomplete. I think it's missing a centerfold, which I could care less about. And the other book, the condition of it didn't quite look as good as this one, but it was complete. And that book sold for like 7 times what I paid for this book. So I was very happy. As soon as the other one started creeping up towards this one's value, I snagged this one because once it goes past the value of the one that's already there for sale, usually someone will buy it. Like one of the people who got an email saying that their bid was losing bid and that they need to increase their bid, they'll go and see if they can buy it anywhere else for cheaper or for the price that they wanted to pay, and then they'll find this one. And they would have snagged it. So I watched it real close, and I felt like I plucked it right out of the air right before it was too late. So that one's definitely going to get slabbed someday. I love it. I can't wait to have that on the wall come Halloween time. If I could find a grading company that would grade that dang thing and get it back to me before October, I would. So, all right, well, that's it. I hope y'all appreciate that. We got more hauls coming. It's really just more than I got books stacked everywhere. Every time I do a game show or a chat at night on Monday nights, we do the No Faces comic chat. Every time I do that, I've not been putting my books away. I've been a bad boy. So that, and between that and all the vinyl hauls and I got some vinyl reviews to do. I got so much going on, but it's been a great summer, and I hope you all are having a great summer too. We'll catch you next time on BUB'S Comics. Remember to read a comic and don't apologize for the glare. Bye-bye.